The Flash is a student forum for students produced by students. Students make all content decisions, research, write, shoot, and broadcast news stories they deem important to the Eastview community. Stay tuned.
Hey Eastview, welcome back to another episode of The Flash.
We have a jam-packed show for you guys today.
The first story is about the switch to distance learning next week and what we've learned from last year's distance learning.
Our second story explores how band and choir are adjusting to hybrid learning.
Lastly, we highlight a multi-talented student and his custom shoe creation.
Stay tuned for The Flash. This is the last week of hybrid learning. Next week, we move on to full distance learning.
With the shift to distance learning, the Flash wanted to find out exactly what changes were being made. Lucas has the story.
Schools around the world have been changing greatly due to the pandemic. Students and faculty have to follow the COVID-19 guidelines. Now, with the recent change, this might get even more confusing. As many of you know, on November 12th, we will be going back to digital learning until an undisclosed time.
So what we look at is there's a number that comes out from the Minnesota Department of Education every Thursday, Friday time. And we look at that number, and when that number hits 30, which is where what's going to happen to us right now is we're going to go over 30 likely this week. That's why we're going to go distance learning. When that number then falls to 29, then we're going to look at 3 weeks following that, have to decrease in numbers.
Many students chose to come to school instead of staying home. As you can imagine, many of them are upset while others may be happy about the change.
I think it's going to be difficult for a lot of people since we're still adjusting to the new year, and it's just in the middle of a transition between quarters also. So I think that it's going to be difficult for a lot of people, especially with the new schedule.
Some students chose to continue distance learning instead of coming back. This choice will also affect what their school day will look like. Signing off for The Flash with videographers Sam and Godwin, this is Lucas.
Remember, the new distance learning model starts next Thursday at 9 a.m. Be sure you know how to access your class Zoom sessions.
Speaking of different, band and choir must be very different this year.
Yeah, students and teachers have had to adapt to so many new changes, especially in the band and choir departments. Let's see what those changes are.
As COVID continues to impact areas of daily life, the choir and band departments have had to make necessary changes too.
COVID has changed the choir department drastically.
We still have the core, curriculum where we still do a lesson program. We give individual lessons. We try as much as possible to have some sort of a group musical activity.
Our choir room is not big enough to sing in.
To be 12 feet apart, so we usually sing in the pack. If it's not too miserable outside, we can go outside.
We only sing for 30 minutes at a time because of the aerosol disbursement that happens when you're singing. We sing for a half hour and then we transition to a different space.
The first few weeks we didn't play at all, and then we started playing and we had it so we had to take our masks off when we play and put them right back on when we stopped.
The classes are a bit more empty. We have covers on the instruments now to help protect people from germs being spread.
So we're recording music, we're learning music, we're talking about music, we're writing about music. So there's just a lot more ways of trying to deal with learning than just singing together.
What we miss most is, are you able to make the same amount of connections with the distance and with the barriers that are set up?
Maybe we can't have full audiences, maybe we need to be creative still, but getting students together still, making music together, there's nothing I'd rather do right now than that.
Signing off from The Flash, this is Maddie.
As we head to distance learning, the band directors will enhance their program by playing together more through Zoom.
And choir students are experimenting with different forms of video recording their singing.
Hey Belle, your shoes look a little bit bare.
Yeah, I know. I wish there was someone that could add some sparkle to my shoes.
Lucky for you, a student at Eastview has a unique hobby that can help you with just that. Gunnar has the story.
Kenji Scales is a junior here at Eastview. He's dedicated to the game of basketball, and he's put countless hours into the sport. But Kenji has another passion, and one that you may not know about.
So what inspired me was my brother. He had asked me to paint some of his shoes for him, and I was like, I mean, I guess.
That's right. In addition to being a basketball player, he's also a custom shoe artist.
I actually started a couple months ago, just over quarantine, as a new hobby, and it suited me well. I've always been kind of artistic, is what my family says. I don't know if I agree with that 100%. So I'm just painting the black outsole for a client of mine. It's actually for her sister's birthday, so.
To help promote Kenji's business, here's a close friend and recent client.
Kenji and I have been pretty good friends for a while, so when I found out he was starting his shoe business, not only did I want to support him in it, but I knew that I could see from his other work that he'd done that I could trust him with customizing my shoes. He did these white Keds for me, and he did like a Fruit Loop design on him. I kind of give him like a base of what I wanted, and then I kind of just let him do what he thought was good.
Normally I like to do, like, if it's only a couple designs, that's like, I don't know, small designs would be like $15. Full-fledged shoe like this, so like all these designs that came on the shoe, that's probably like 20, 25. And if you want me to do more, it's obviously more money, so yeah.
I'd say that the result is definitely worth the money, and that he's super well-rounded with what you asked him to design, so he can do a lot of different things.
Signing off for The Flash, this is Gunnar.
If you want to get customized shoes by Kenji, you can check out his Instagram at JI Customs.
That's all we have for today, Eastview. Stay tuned for the credits.
Tommy, can you answer that? Tommy? Tommy? Tommy?